So here we are. The markets are hitting all-time highs. The question is, how do we invest when the markets are hitting records? Hi, my name is Kareem Zakir. I want to welcome you and the community to my capsule. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you can click on the like button and or share it with your friends and family. And if you'd like to have a meeting with me, we can now do it virtually. So let's get started. 2020 is one year that's definitely going down in history. The question is, where are we going into 2021 and 2022? So the first thing I want to discuss is 2020. Do just a quick recap. It turned out to be a very good year. Our portfolios have performed very well. I want to put up this chart. Judging by the chart, it pretty much says it all. February 19th was the pre-pandemic high, where the S&P then followed with a massive March correction of approximately 35%. September 2nd, the market had rebounded due to the Apple stock split, and then on November 9th, the market again rebounded due to the COVID vaccine announcement by Pfizer. Many people believed that the market in 2020 was going to be a catastrophe. But the ones who made a decision based on emotions were completely wrong. It goes to show that it's the investment process that's established from the beginning that makes all the difference in your portfolio. If you have an investment program and you adhere to it, no matter the ups or the downs, you cannot lose in the long term. On the contrary, when markets do drop like that, it provides a great opportunity to be able to invest, to be able to rebalance a portfolio and take advantage of lower pricing. Now we're reaching a point where we're reliving FOMO, fear of missing out. People are scared to miss out on the markets making new records. That's more important now than fear of losing money. But this is where the danger lies. The higher the markets go, the higher the risk becomes. Unfortunately, history does repeat itself and we will face another drop sooner or later. I consider a market drop like winter. It comes every year. It's part and parcel of the investment process. Should a drop come around, so be it. We're going to rebalance and take advantage of the drop. Should the markets keep going higher, guess what? We're invested, so we take advantage of the higher markets. I'm going to put up another quick chart here that shows the S&P 500 going back to October 11, 2007. And as you can see, this long-term Standard & Poor's chart, the trend line, started from pre-financial crisis. That's the 2008 correction that we lived through. So had you invested October 11th, 2007 all the way to December 2020, you would have done very, very well. My job as your portfolio manager is not only to create value, but it's also to protect your wealth. Something I've learned long ago. Pessimists never make money. Optimists make money. So if you stick with your investment program, you'll achieve what I call the eighth wonder of the world. Magical compounded returns. No matter the ups and the downs of the markets. Because we don't just invest in the markets. We invest in a diversified portfolio of different asset classes. We've got components that make up this portfolio that will work for you in good times and in bad. By the way, I just want to mention a quick little tidbit. Why do we call a bull market a bull market? Why is it a bull? Why do we call it a dog or a cat? And why do we call a bear market a bear market? Well, a bull, when he attacks, tends to thrash upwards, meaning a rising market. And when a bear attacks, well, he tends to claw his way down. He attacks his prey with the claw dropping, so meaning a falling market. So this brings me to my third subject. There are certain sectors that deserve more attention than others within a portfolio. And these sectors or companies or businesses on the equity side should deliver more alpha, more better results. In other words, these companies are disruptors. I'll give you an example of disruptors. Amazon is a disruptor, disrupted the retail landscape. The combustion engine back in the early 1900s disrupted the world economy. It actually enabled the Industrial Revolution. The internet disrupted the economy as well. In addition to certain drugs that were discovered or vaccines that cured or stopped polio, malaria, hepatitis, so on and so forth. So we want to try and find these disruptors that are going to disrupt going forward the next 5 to 10 years. On a side note though, I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. People don't understand what Bitcoin is. And so let me explain to you in the simplest terms. Bitcoin is a software that was invented by this Japanese gentleman back about 15 years ago. And there's a finite amount of Bitcoins. Bitcoin is air. It's not an actual asset like gold or like a stock or like a house. It's air. And they're trying to convert Bitcoin into becoming a currency. Even when you look at the logo, you see it as a coin, but it's not really a coin. They're trying to also say that Bitcoin is competing with gold. It's a replacement for gold. And if you notice the logo, it's gold colored. And so there's a bit of a marketing play here, and I would be very, very careful about it. Another thing about Bitcoin is that it's not backed by any country or any central bank. So if you're really adamant on buying Bitcoins, then you better hope that the day you come to sell it, there's going to be a buyer that's going to be willing to offer you more than what you paid for it. Now, what's happening also is that digital currencies are coming, but they're going to be digital currencies that are backed by your country. It's actually starting right now. 53% of the transactions in Sweden are done digitally, and they're aiming to be at 100% by the year 2025. This country is going to become cashless. China is actually exploring the same thing in several cities. Cash will no longer be necessary. Actually, governments prefer it that way simply because it kind of will eliminate the black market, the money laundering market. There'll be a trace of all the transactions. Now, I don't know when it's going to happen. I believe that China is trying to get it going, and it could come within the next 4 to 5 years. It could be widely adopted sooner than you think. I know that the United States, the European Union, and even Canada is looking at it very seriously. So digital currencies are going to become a way of the future. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, it's not backed by anything. So I don't know what's going to happen to it. If I can't have a good estimate, a good fundamental analysis done, then I cannot put money into something that is possibly a pipe dream. Companies that are going to benefit from this are PayPal, Square, Visa, MasterCard, and even Facebook is looking to come out with a digital currency that's backed and approved by the US government. And it actually might be coming out this year in 2021. They're talking within the next few months, it could start. Facebook has 2.7 billion users on its platform. You will be able to transfer money to your cousin living in Africa, let's say, or in Europe, as easily as doing an e-transfer locally. So it's going to become a way of the future. So I'm looking at opportunities in that sector, in that segment. The next sector that's disrupting is the renewable energy sector. In particular, the electric vehicle is becoming a disruptor to the combustion engine. Actually, I believe Norway is actually at 58% electric right now, and are planning to be 100% electric by 2025 based on my figures and my research. So they're going 100% electric. Quebec by 2035 has a goal of no longer allowing passenger gas vehicles to be sold. You'll only be able to buy an electric vehicle or a hydrogen vehicle. That's another avenue. And California announced the same plans for 2035. So could you just imagine if New York, Ontario, and a good part of Europe starts to be more accepting of the EV, we're gonna have no more combustion engines. On a side note, if you're thinking of buying a gas car, I don't recommend it. Lease it, because if you do buy one, it's going to depreciate very fast. And the third sector that's going to probably be very disrupting, in particular to the healthcare sector, but in a good way, is genomics. Don't be surprised if in the next 5 to 10 years, we all have our personal genesis. I hope I said it right. I'm not trying to pretend to be a biologist, but I do understand it enough to realize that it's going to be a disruptive sector that we should be looking to deploy some capital. You'll be able to see your gene sequence in front of you. You'll be able to identify and remove harmful DNA, which may contribute to genetic disorders. What genomics is going to be trying to do is they're going to be able to edit this disordered DNA, fix it or replace it. Now, just imagine if you'll be able to determine if Alzheimer's is upon you sometime in the future. You'll be able to alter and edit that DNA. It's going to go a long way to improving the quality of our lives, and it's also going to increase our lifespans. But this is at hand, and you can expect to see this within the next 5 to 10 years. My mission is to find the opportunities in this sector to invest in. I'll be producing another capsule in the next quarter as usual. If you have any questions, feel free to call my team. If you need to do a virtual meeting, like I said, book one. I'll send you a link. On that note, I want to say thank you, stay safe, speak to you soon.